What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Movie Club, where we go ahead and review some of the best movies that are out on the market today.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. We try to take a unique look at movies. What we've done in the past couple episodes, if you guys haven't tuned in, we'll have a whole bunch of links at the end of the video for you guys to check out. This week, we're going to go ahead and do a cult classic. And I actually didn't admit this to these guys when we decided to pick this movie. This was my first time seeing it. We're going to go ahead and do a review for Tremors.
Yeah.
We have Pat over here, your favorite comedian from New York City, also known as Superman. We have Dashin Nunny.
Yes, the ugly god.
And then, of course, myself, Mop Top. Pat went ahead and educated me on this movie a little bit before we started, as I was pretending like I knew what I was talking about. So this movie spawned how many sequels?
5?
6.
5 or 6?
6.
6 sequels. There have been 6. Are you sure?
I just looked. I had to make sure because I thought it was 5. The last.
I just last one was the Frozen one.
Yeah, that's the 6th one, and that's with Jamie Kennedy and.
Yeah, that's not 6 sequels though. That's 6 total.
That's 6 total.
All right, so math isn't his strong suit. There have been 5 movie sequels. I think 2 of them went to theaters.
1 and 2.
Yeah, not 3.
That's a good question.
Nope, 3 went to theaters too. And then 2 of them were direct to Netflix or DVD or whatever.
Yeah. The last 2 went to Netflix.
You can see, I think, the 5th one, 6th one. You can see the 5th and the 6th, I think, on Netflix right now.
Yeah, you could.
Don't watch them; they're terrible. But this one's really, really good. It also had a TV show that had a short run on the Sci-Fi channel.
That's wild. Sci-Fi kind of killed it with a lot of those shows, though.
Oh no! It wasn't good either.
No. Oh.
But the first movie in the trilogy, before it went crazy, the trilogy I think is fun, just because of all the stuff. You'll find out. I'll tell you about the ass blasters later. But let's get into Tremors. Let's talk about the first movie of this
quad.
I don't know what is a six movie. What's not a quad? That's sextup trilogy. 6
movies, man.
6 movies. There's 6 of them.
6.
We're going to talk about just the one, and maybe we'll touch on the others. When did you first see Tremors? In 1990.
So last Sunday.
Not you.
You know what's funny? I actually, and no one laughed at me. I thought part 2 was actually part 1. And then somebody kept saying, yeah, Kevin Bacon was great. I said, Kevin Bacon wasn't in that movie. I know who Kevin Bacon is. He goes, which one did you watch? I said, I watched the ones with the little ones that kind of like morphed into littler ones. I forgot what they were called. But they were like little. They weren't the big
what were their names? The third ones are the flying ones are the ass blasters, and the second ones. Yeah.
Y'all are educating me heavy right now.
Oh no, what are they called? They had heat faces.
Yeah, they only catch you if you're like hot enough. So if you were, they catch your body heat. So
are they like different species that spawn off of this?
So like the big one dies, and then the little walking ones come out, and then those ones eventually get wings and then shoot fire out of their butts. But that's like each movie has like a new form
of them. You know what this reminds me of? Y'all seen that movie Evolution?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that
with
movie.
Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
And Sean William Scott. I don't know how. Oh, David Duchovny was in that.
Yeah. It reminds me of that. This Evolution movie kind of has the same thing. There's like these things that crash onto Earth. They go ahead.
Shriekers. The second form are called shriekers because they're always shrieking.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I just imagined what that was.
That's exactly what it was. It was the most annoying thing. So that was that. I thought that was the first one. So I watched that probably a million times. And then I think it was my cousin was like, "No, dummy, that's the second one. It's the first one." So I guess when I watched the first one it was like probably 99, 2000 probably.
I think I saw it around the same time. I think I caught it on like, I don't know,
USA or something.
USA or something. And I was just like, oh, I love this. And then I saw like the whole trilogy. And
do they get better or worse?
No, way worse.
Way worse.
The first one's amazing because it has Kevin Bacon.
Oh man,
and
I love
Reba McEntire.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
And Bert sticks it out.
Yeah, he
does.
Like, he's still in these movies. Like he as an actor was like, oh no, I'm gonna keep making these movies about the giant underground worm.
He wanted to be the Freddy. He's like the Freddy Krueger of that movie. That movie franchise.
He was even in the 6th one.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I was like, all right, I'll watch this. But then Jamie Kennedy showed up and I was like, nope.
Done.
Immediately done. I did it on the 5th one too. I was like, oh, Bert's back. All right. I watched it and I was like, oh, Jamie Kennedy.
Bert's back. Bert's in all of them. But I like him as an actor though. Burt was great. I think he was just like over the top.
He's done way more roles, but like.
Yeah, he does. He does like 118
he,
roles.
Commits to this one.
Damn.
He did. He's acted in
He's a
118.
working man.
He's acted over 100 roles, and he's actually some of the ones he did recently was AP Bio, Togetherness, like actually legit roles that.
I haven't heard any of them, so I don't know how legit.
Oh,
they are.
AP Bio is a show that's on with Seth Meyers.
One of the best here on the Movie Club.
This guy. But yo, let's get into it, man.
What first? So we've both seen it, I'm sure, dozens of times. What was your take? First time seeing it, 2018.
I've connected with all the characters. I won't lie.
Yeah?
I really enjoyed it. Kevin Bacon characters, and who's the other dude? His like sidekick.
I think that's his brother.
I think was it Kevin Bacon the sidekick or am I
No,
bugging? No,
Kevin Bacon's
somebody else.
Well, Kevin Bacon was the younger
Think
one.
about part 2.
But like
Fred Ward.
Fred Ward.
Earl Bassett.
I love those characters because like I knew.
Oh, they're not brothers.
I knew those guys growing up, and I thought that was hilarious. Like the handyman who keep talking about like moving on and doing like the next big thing, and like they feel like they're not doing anything with their lives. Like, dude, I'm sure all of us have a bunch of people who are like kind of like fit that role so perfectly. And then the fact that they get to come together only because like the road is blocked and they're forced to get to become like these heroes and like like kind of like triumphant throughout. And then this dude is like clearly like dumb shallow, Kevin Bacon's character, and then he ends up falling for like a nerdy chick, which is kind of.
To be fair, they set up this joke where he's like, oh, she let her have big long legs and a great and blah blah blah, and like a bunch of other misogynist stuff. And then they pull up and she's got like suntan lotion on her face, and she's wearing.
But then
like
she looks dope.
But then they do the movie trope where she like puts on
Takes
makeup
it
and
off.
it's like, whoa, she's pretty again.
Yeah.
Like all the ugly girls in a high school movie, they let her hair down and they take the glasses off. It's like, whoa.
I
But
think-
like, she was probably still pretty before.
Were there
was
any
good.
other like I guess villains or like horror characters that were like the worm person or the tremor person?
No, I mean that's the thing about this movie. It is like the perfect monster movie.
Yeah.
Something
you don't
it
expect.
Hits all the beats. It's got really great tight writing, and like they just were like what like they've done every monster, by then, because this is the '90s. So the '80s had come and gone, and we had Freddy and Jason and Chucky and.
Shout out to Chucky.
And the pin face man.
Leprechaun,
And
Pinhead
the
and Leprechaun.
And so,
I've never seen Pinhead. That's another one.
Yeah,
and then we've
that
had
movie's
Alien,
scary.
and we've had Predator, and we've had Jaws, and we've had dinosaurs, and they're like, what do we do now? What if it was just like a thing under the ground?
A worm that no one in their right mind is ever afraid of.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that would be so fun to run away from them because you gotta it's like run away from like lava.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he almost got me.
You know what I
Almost
don't
got me.
understand is how that thing still moves so fast. You know what I mean?
Underground?
It still
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. That part of the movie is flawed.
Yeah, well, and they address that. This is my favorite thing about this movie is the writing, because everything is a setup, everything has an amazing payoff.
Yeah.
And they even were like, oh, because of the way the valley is, the topsoil is like 6 feet of just like silt, so it can just like shoot right through it.
No.
You have to just take like a little bit of suspension. You're not like, well, how'd that alien get into the jungle with Arnold Schwarzenegger? That's ridiculous. Well, he has a no guns policy. It's a little trite. Like, you gotta just accept, like, yep, there's a monster, and they have the little hoovies.
The little hook guys.
Little
Come here.
sleeves.
Come here. Let me talk to you. I think also it's like back in those days when you watch movies, you didn't ask many questions like today.
Yeah.
I didn't ask no questions like.
Oh no, you just.
You just
like-
took it for what it was.
Giant worm monster.
I think the
That
only.
spits out little worm monsters.
I think the only people that were asking questions was like my aunties, my older cousins. Like, hey, why you don't realize that he in there? You don't see him in there? Oh my God! Like, how is it possible? I think everybody else was like, hey, you know what? It's a movie. That's how I feel about movies. But now everyone asks so many questions about movies.
It's because the internet's ruined everything.
It's
Yes,
real.
this is true.
Hey, we're an internet channel. I just want to circle back to the fact that, like, the tone of the movie is so goofy
Yeah.
and like
I love
wonderful
that, though.
and quaint.
Yeah.
We have a clip. Let's pull up the clip of
Pull
one of my
up
favorite
the clip.
lines in the movie, just because of just it. You'll see.
Hey, Earl, here's some Swiss cheese and some bullets.
Thanks, Walter.
Why those two things? Here's your Swiss cheese and your bullets. It's like,
Why?
and the movie is just sprinkled with wonderful little
Just
lines like
little
that.
pieces,
And
yeah.
everybody just 100% is like, yep, that's not weird.
For me, it was like they're like working men who are clearly just trying to like get a buck and like get a little piece. Like even they sell
they sell the snake.
they sell the snake for what was it, like $20?
$15. They haggled him down.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, they got the cheese because like,
but not
oh, you're
only-
gonna go do this task. You're gonna do a quest for all you MMO people out there. Here's your little reward.
But then that line gets followed up later when they get the whole graboid. They're
Yeah.
like, oh man, we're not gonna sell this for $15. And then at the end of the movie, when they actually have like a dead one, they're like, oh, we're gonna sell this to a magazine. So like they keep circling back. It's like the sign of the best kind of writing is like callbacks. One of the best parts is there's like a Coke machine in the beginning of the movie is just a throwaway line. Like you think like the Coke machine's out of order, right?
Broken, yeah.
But then later, when you find out that the monster comes after sound,
yeah.
oh no, the Coke machine's making a bunch, and it comes up through the floor, and it's got amazing puppetry and all. No CGI, whole movie, because they didn't do CGI back then.
One of my favorite parts about the movie, well, not my favorite parts, one of the things I'm not proud of that I'm gonna say, I thought that the guy that plays Walter was Mr. Miyagi. No, that was.
Oh no.
I was so, when I was a kid, I'm like, oh my God, is Mr. Miyagi in this? Again, I was a kid, and that was wrong. But his death scene was. I thought that too. But the bad part was, even when I looked at it, I looked at the trailer the other day when I put it on IG. I was like this. That's not Mr. Miyagi. Why did I think that?
No, wait. I thought he's the dude from Three Ninjas, right? He's the grandfather.
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's who I thought it was. That's who I thought it was.
The little girl though on the pogo stick, she is from Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah, she's the same girl from Jurassic Park.
The
I
first
looked it
one.
up because I was just like, is that little Jurassic Park
Dude,
girl?
mind blown.
I like how you weren't surprised by Reba McEntire back when she was in her acting days, just suddenly in a movie.
Nah,
I was like, is that?
No.
Is that Reba?
I wasn't surprised until I watched it again recently and was like, oh, I was like, is that Reba? But when I was a kid, I was like, I don't know what that is.
She has a song over the end credits too, so it's like it's super her.
The only how I knew Reba was because of a show, but I never watched
Long
it.
Word, yeah.
I never watched the show, but I just knew she exists.
He was in Three Ninjas.
Also,
Yes, see,
That
I knew
also
it.
has a bunch of spin-offs.
Also,
And Kevin
Three
Bacon.
Ninjas. Kevin Bacon is great.
From Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey.
Fred Ward was also in the second one too, but then
Wait,
they replaced him.
Is he in Guardians of the Galaxy?
You need to watch movies, man.
This guy, just
We're not gonna let you back on the show.
I'm being banned.
it's like, was he in that?
So let's talk a little about the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's set up that they're in a valley,
Yeah.
right? And there's only one way in and out. Kevin Bacon and his friend are just like they're fixing stuff, and they
Misfit
get
handyman.
covered in. They're like they're doing handy jobs, so they're pulling out like what's it called, a septic tank.
Yeah.
And it like sprays all over them. So like we're leaving town. So they try to leave town, but then there's like this string of murders, and you never quite know what it is. People are like buried in the ground, and then they find like a blood spot, and like the movie builds and builds and builds until you find out it's a giant worm monster.
Many.
With snakes for tongues. Yeah, well, and then they kill it, and they're like, we did it, we stopped it. And then the woman
Scientist.
is like, oh, I'm a scientist, so hold on, there are three more.
3 more, yeah.
And,
3 more.
And then it goes from being like this buddy cop movie to like an ensemble piece.
Yeah.
Because they go back to
They
this
transition
little,
that very well.
and the blocking is so good because
Yeah.
every pan, like everyone in the town, you can see all their reactions. They're like all placed perfectly. Like one guy's like squatting.
Yeah.
But it's not like that awkward. Like all right, you got to do a half kneel, and like a guy will like come into frame and like get down so you can see. I was just like, oh, bravo.
Well done.
Way to.
Director of photography, I don't know who it is, but they did a good job.
The movie overall was just like really just well shot. Just
The
build up was
director
great.
is Ron Underwood.
Who's the director of
And the
photography?
cinematographer was Alexander
Alexander.
Alexander.
doing a real bang up job. So it becomes this like ensemble piece for the monsters at the town, and they're like, how do we get out? And then it goes to the best scene in all of cinema history.
Cue clip.
Cue clip.
Clip is cute.
Cue. Just a big old puppet coming out of a wall, getting shot. We cut the clip off a little early, but the next thing is that it turns and there's just a wall of guns.
Yeah.
Just a huge wall, and they just take each one off and they fire it into the creature, and it's just the best.
It's just like the most, like anybody who's a gun fanatic out there, a gun freak, they literally pull every single style of gun. It's like, da 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 da. Until finally my favorite is the elephant.
He gets the elephant gun and he just starts wailing into it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Bert was gonna die by like part 2, part 3. He doesn't.
no.
He just keeps going.
He goes on forever.
I was like, he's gonna die this movie. He doesn't. Wait, no, he doesn't. He's in all of them. He does not die. I thought he died. Didn't he die? Wait.
No.
I don't
No,
remember.
he's in all of them.
I could have sworn he died. Was he in a TV show too?
I don't remember. If
He
was in
he
the
wasn't
TV
that
show.
committed.
He might have been.
Might have been. Back then, TV was paying everybody, not everything, for anything. Well, just friends.
On the Sci-Fi Channel,
When cable was.
Tremors TV show cast.
What was the best thing on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Oh
at that
yeah,
time?
he was.
He was, right?
He was the star. All right. Oh, Dean Norris was on it too. How about that?
When
Dean Norris from
when did the
Breaking
TV
Bad.
show come out?
It came out in 2003. Yeah, I think it only had the one season.
I was pretty grown by then. I was almost 18.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. What's everybody's final feelings of the?
Watching it again was just great. Certain things I didn't notice when I was a kid. Certain things that actually made me laugh more. But I think if you ever watch it as a kid, like us two have, watch it again as an adult, and even watch the other ones if you just want to just have a night of just looking at bad movies. But the first one is a great movie, and it has high ratings, like on other, like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb. Well, 7.2, but still, that's pretty high for a movie that's actually well put together and is just. Sorry for saying that Mr. Miyagi was Walter. That was I gotta apologize.
Glad you brought it.
about that.
You brought it back up.
All right. I love it.
For me, I feel like it was a great movie. I'm glad that we went ahead and recommended it for this. This kind of makes me, even though you all say that the other ones aren't as good and it goes downhill from there, that I kind of want to see the other ones.
You should. I
I feel like if you haven't seen it, it's a cult classic, and I'm glad that I was able to finally catch it.
I love this movie. It's one of my favorites for monster movies. I think that it is perfectly written. There's no every scene needs to be there. You can't trim any of the fat. It is just start to finish. It's great, and I love the lines. I love every way that Kevin Bacon. I love that he says a line and then he screams the same line. I just love that. I does it like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, just a great movie. The rest of them are pretty hot garbage. But like you could say that about any good monster, like Jurassic Park or Jaws.
Most sequels except for Terminator. Terminator's second one is just as good.
No, wait.
Or maybe
I think
better.
it's
X-Men 2 was also a good
Not
one.
a
I don't
monster
like-
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, right there. We're talking about monster movies.
How dare you imply that the mutants are monsters?
Well, they are. I don't like them damn mutants. That's my my Florida accent. Ooh, sorry people from
Well, I
Florida.
appreciate you guys for subscribing. I appreciate you guys for watching. We're going to be reviewing a whole bunch of other movies, hot blockbusters coming out through the entire summer. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit the little notification button at the top so you know every single time that we get a new video comes up live. We have a bunch of other shows, Stone Slosh and Sober, Takeout Review Show. We have PCP for video game stuff. We're about to launch a whole bunch of new videos every week. And make sure you guys check out our blog. This has been Movie Club. Tune in next week.
Peace.